It is WrestleMania 32 week. Brian Fritz here with WWE superstar AJ Styles. He'll be facing Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. Would you ever thought that we heard that AJ Styles WrestleMania?
I'd written it off my career. I just assumed that, this is going to happen. I'm okay with it. I've learned to deal with it. It's okay. And now I get the opportunity to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm not okay with it. I'm glad I'm here. It's awesome.
Now it's not that I'm just doing this WrestleMania. It's how many WrestleManias am I going to do?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's the thing. And it's just, a lot of people say, well, WrestleMania is basically, pro wrestling Super Bowl. But I want to say that WrestleMania is so big at this point. It's just like the Super Bowl, and soon will people go, oh, the NFL, that's like, their WrestleMania, it's getting that big.
So, what was the last time you were in the same city when WrestleMania was going on?
Atlanta, obviously because I lived there.
Right.
And I went up there and visited with some friends who worked for WWE at the time. But that was the last time I was in the city where WrestleMania was at.
Did you get to, kind of get a feeling of everything that is WrestleMania even that week, or being around it?
Oh, man, it just, it put in perspective how big of superstars we're walking around and mingling and stuff like that. And the fans are just nuts, going crazy, wanted the pictures. And then, everybody rides the coattails of WWE when they're at, do the WrestleMania thing. So a couple of my friends, the Ring of Honor and stuff like that I went up there and visited with, but they knew exactly who everybody was. There's a lot of smart fans within the WWE community. It's not just kids. A lot of people like to say that, but it's not. People, are still, they still love wrestling. It's still very much alive, and it's fun, man.
Yeah. So, you were already a big deal before you got to WWE, but do you feel like it's gone to another level since joining the company?
WWE is so huge to the point where, before, my kids, they had friends and they knew I was a wrestler. But when I came to WWE, it was a lot more than just, Dad, wrestles overseas in Japan. Now, he's a performer in the WWE. That's a big deal. It changed everything. Hey, Dad, can you come eat with me at my field trip? Before you didn't care. Why now? Basically, I figured out he just wanted to show me off, which is pretty cool that your son is proud of you, that he wants to show you off. But literally, it was eat lunch with him. Okay, Dad, you can go now. All right, see ya. It was cool.
So what was that day like for you, the entire day leading up to you coming out for the Royal Rumble? And what was the process that went into that? Because obviously that was a big surprise. There was some word that leaked out, but nobody really knew for sure if it was happening. It was a surprise to most people.
Right, and a lot of people, yes, it got leaked, but nothing was for sure.
Right.
And the fact that they flew me into Tampa and then drove me to Orlando and then hid me, and then also they were just going to have me hid in the bus, the RV. And they said, listen, we can't do it because we got to go over the Royal Rumble. You got to be a part of it. And so it's a credit to being there amongst all the talent, and them. They didn't tweet. They didn't say nothing. It was still a big secret. So when I came out, it was a huge surprise, not because, people hadn't heard it, but it was almost that thing where, oh man, I hope he does make it to the Royal. I hope that actually does happen. And then when it did, and it happened so early, I think that was a huge surprise.
And the thing was too, you came out. It was funny because your music hit, and nobody had heard the music yet. Okay,
right.
And then once they saw the words "phenomenal," you didn't just get a pop. You got a roar. It was just like this upbringing of fans going, holy crap.
Yeah, believe me, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. I was shocked. I was in awe of it. I couldn't believe that it was, I don't want to brag, but it was kind of a roar,
it was.
Of the whole place. It was just an amazing feeling.
And it was in Orlando. Obviously a place that you know really well.
Yep.
Did you expect that kind of reaction?
Not at all. I thought there's a chance that people will know me if it's in Orlando, just because I spent so much time there. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened. It was. It's a moment that will go down in history for me, for sure.
Right, and it was one thing to be in Orlando and you get that kind of reaction, but then the next night on Raw, you get it again. People love AJ Styles.
I've asked my wife before. I'm not sure what they like about AJ Styles, but I'm glad they do. It makes it a lot more fun. when because you feed off the crowd, you get energy from them. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but unless you've been in that position, you don't know what I'm talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing.
If you don't mind, let me go one place. Indulge me here for a minute. There were some questions about when you were coming to WWE that another place said that they had you locked up, that they had signed you to a contract.
Right.
Can you address that?
Well, it was I did sign like a letter of intent,
Okay.
meaning, hey, I agreed to this is what you said you were going to pay me, so you can send it to legal and go, hey, this is what we're going to have to mark up. But there was no contract whatsoever involved, and nothing. Um, so what we signed was merely nothing. It didn't
It was basically, we like these terms, put it in the contract, we'll sign
exactly.
that.
It wasn't a contract in no way, shape, or form.
What was going through your mind when all that was going down? And there was a statement from them, and there was other talk.
I just felt like they did a really good job of making themselves look like like crap for putting out that statement. What a crazy thing! Why would they do that? Why would they do that to themselves? Just let it go. I mean, it is what it is, and things didn't work out.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, from what I'm hearing, man, did I make a great decision in coming to the W. Not only because it's amazing here, but because of what's going on over there and a lot of people that have left. I'm not shameful from what I've done in the past as far as going with another company, but I'm a little disappointed, I guess you could say.
So, what was the buzz like in New Japan when they found out AJ Styles is leaving?
Well, I mean, it was hard, man, because it was a great place to work.
Yeah.
It really was. I have nothing but great things to say about my experience over there. From the locker room all the way up to the office was always great, very respectful for me. I mean, that's the things you look for in a company is respect. I mean, you've worked hard your whole career, and a lot of times you don't get the respect you deserve. But when I was there in New Japan, they definitely gave me that respect, and I appreciate that. And have nothing but great things to say about them. It was really hard. It was very emotional for me when I left New Japan because there's so many great things going on there.
Yeah, and we saw that emotion in the goodbyes.
That was legit, man. That was. I mean, yeah, of course, the stuff that happened at the end, but the me paying my respects to them was very real.
So, how much different a performer do you believe that you are from before you went to New Japan to where you are now?
Well, I think I've gotten better. Obviously, you get better every time you wrestle.
But
And
how do you get that much better in your mind, or in some people's minds, when you're already mid-30s? And people say, kind of at that point, you kind of hit your stride.
well, I don't know that it was that. Oh, AJ got so much better since he left. TNA or wherever. It wasn't that. It was just I didn't have a platform to show everything that I could do. You're kind of stuck in this place that's you've wrestled everybody there and nothing's new. And then when you get to New Japan, everything's new.
Right. And I think there's a little bit more freedom to kind of showcase yourself even more with the performers that are there.
Right, and going 30 minutes
Yeah.
in the main event helps too. You're able to showcase everything that you can do, and I don't mean the moves. I mean from psychology to the moves is very important, and we were able to do that. And
Yeah.
I was in there with some of the best in the world too.
Absolutely. One of them, Shinsuke Nakamura, of
Yep.
course, we're going to see at TakeOver Friday night. So what's it like knowing that he's here too? Are you going to be watching that match?
It's exciting. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get there. I'm excited for Sami Zayn for the opportunity to wrestle Shinsuke because I know how good he is.
Right.
And for Nakamura, I know how good Sammy is. So I think it's going to be a great matchup, man. I mean, what a perfect guy to wrestle in your first, in your debut in the WWE. I think it's amazing.
So I know that you don't have any control in this, but do you like to put a bug in somebody's ear going, so when's Nakamura going to be up here? When's he going to be up here? I want to take him on again.
The one thing that I know about, performing is it's all about timing, and this is the right time for me to be here. It's the right time for Nakamura to do what is going to do. It's the right time. Everything will come in the right time. And it's only a matter of time for Nakamura and I wrestle again.
Right, and it's only going to be a matter of time before a couple other buddies with Karl Anderson, Luke Gallows are going to be here as well. So the gang's getting back together, kind of.
Well, I don't know that we're going to be back together.
Well, I just mean,
but
all in the same promotion, at least.
But having those guys around is going to be awesome.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe the gang will get back together.
Yeah,
We don't know.
seriously, you never know.
And that's the thing I think people really like right now is people always want to talk about play Monday morning quarterback and everything, but there's so many different possibilities of what could happen in WWE that you can enjoy the moment now and still kind of keep your mind open to what could be coming because of, I mean, this talent, this roster is as talented as any I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, the NXT talent coming up, those guys coming up, are just, man, a bunch of guys that love to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You love to get in the ring and perform. And, they understand that it's not that old school mentality anymore, where they just want to get themselves there. They know that let's get the match over
Yeah.
because the most important thing is not whether somebody wins or loses, it's whether or not they want to see us again. And they understand that. And that's what NXT is they bring up guys who are willing to learn and willing to get after it all at the same time. That's a good combination.
Do you think about this too going, okay, there's all these guys in NXT. Who knows when somebody's going to get called up? Then when the main roster gets healthy, because we're going to have John Cena back and we're going to have Randy Orton and Cesaro and Seth
Rollins,
Rollins.
yeah.
Do you think about that going, man, there's a lot of talent here and there's a lot of guys I could be in the ring with?
Yeah, but that's a great thing because now people get to see new matchups. I think that's very exciting for a lot of people is the new matchups and the possibilities that could happen.
Yeah, it's going to be great, So, and you're going to be facing Chris Jericho again at WrestleMania. So, how do you wrap your mind around that, getting ready for it? Because obviously you've had big matches, been in big arenas, but there's going to be almost 100,000 people there. And obviously you want to have your A game going when it comes Sunday.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to put out something that people are going to really, really enjoy. And I put that on myself. The great thing about what we do is once you get in that ring, it's all about what's in the ring and what's and the guy in front of you. You get kind of that tunnel vision, and it's nothing changes. You're there.
Yeah.
You're in the moment. You don't have to worry about anything else around you but what you're doing.
And when it comes to WrestleMania and the two of you guys, the experience that you had, you've already worked together, do you have this show stealing mentality?
Absolutely. I know Jericho does.
Yeah.
And I love to steal the show. So if you give me the opportunity, I'm definitely going to take advantage of it.
You've got some sweet looking merchandise already.
I do, man. I'm very proud of it. That people actually want to wear it. That's a good thing. We got the gloves, got the hats, got shirts, got sweatshirts.
I think I saw wristbands over there.
And a wristband too, yeah. So even stuff I wasn't even like, oh, well, that's great. I would love to wear this. That's great, man. I'm just ecstatic that people want to represent AJ Styles. I really, just so happy and pleased.
Do you feel like you have a whole new fan base now? I mean, what's it like for people that do you find a lot of people that didn't know who you were before coming to WWE and maybe now are kind of even going back and saying, I want to see more of what he did in the past. I want to get to know AJ Styles more.
Yeah, I think that's going on. But the fans that I've had, yeah, I want to keep, but I want to create more. I want to create more WWE fans of AJ Styles. That's what I really want. I want to get kids so when I go visit them, maybe in the hospital stuff, I really put a smile on their face. That's what it's all about. Is at the end of the day, just if I get the opportunity to make a kid smile, maybe when they're not feeling well and or maybe when things are just maybe it's going on, something terrible is going on in life, I can put a smile on their face. Man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If I never win another match, but I'm able to do that, I'm a happy man.
And that's the thing too, because WrestleMania week is so much more than just WrestleMania itself, and there's a lot of different events that WWE does. You already did that, I believe, on Wednesday. You guys visited 2-3 different hospitals.
Yeah, we definitely visited 2 hospitals and got to meet some of the kids, and it's emotional sometimes, to see some of these kids knowing that they're the same age as mine. So I have to hold myself together, and be strong for them. But at the same time, they put things in perspective because they're fighting sometimes for their life, and so you're all disappointed about how your day's going when they're fighting for their lives. It just puts things in perspective. Like what, your day's not that bad, buddy. This kid's going through a lot, and so you need to get over yourself and help this kid forget about what's going on in his and have fun while you're there.
So, how you talk about your son? How excited is he to know? I know Dad's going to be busy. He's going to be on the road, but no more long trips to Japan. And he's going to kind of be around every week.
Yeah, that's definitely a plus, and that the scary thing was when I was in Japan is like I couldn't just jump on a plane and come home if something were to happen. That scared me a lot. So the fact that I'm able to do that, and it's just like you said though, I'm on the road a lot. But if something were to happen, and WWE is so family oriented that if something were to happen, I know they'd send me home right away. And that's, if you got kids, you know how important that is.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to be a part of it all. I mean, and the fact that it's kind of a PG era, so my kids can watch this. I don't mind them, staying up a little bit longer, or we recording it so they can watch it later. Watch Dad and actually watch a good program.
I mean, does your son get special privileges on Monday night to stay up late?
Well, I think they were using it against Mom and I, so we're just like, all right, guys, we're going to record this because you're staying up way too late. So that's the thing now, and we got to make sure we do that because they get hot if we don't.
Yeah.
I want to watch SmackDown or Raw. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot it. So those are things that need to be done, but at the same time, I'm very, very happy.
Last thing, did the kids put any extra pressure on you? Dad, you better get a win at WrestleMania.
Not at all, not at all. I think it's been such a huge part of their life. They really don't see it as any different than anywhere I've ever been, other than the fact that they know that WWE is the place to be when it comes to performing, and they want to show that off, and I appreciate that. Like I said before, so I'm proud to be the father of those boys and my little girl now, and just want to make them proud.
Yeah. AJ, thanks for the time. Looking forward to the match. WrestleMania 32. AJ Styles taking on Chris Jericho.